Hello everyone, it's Marie here again. Welcome back to my channel. I'm sharing the Spellbinders kit for April of 2020, and this kit is full of sentiments that you can glimmer and then cut out and put onto cards. Now there's 8 sentiments in this kit. There are some that are just general sentiments, and then there are holiday type sentiments. I've gone ahead and I've glimmered a bunch of them here, and they've shifted around a little bit on my glimmer plate, but if you don't want that to happen, you can always go ahead and tape them down. And along with these sentiments, you have these little dies that will cut out the sentiments in a perfect little rectangle. So you have one that's a little bit smaller for the sentiments that are on one line, and one that's a little bit wider for the sentiments that are on 2 lines. So I've gone ahead and I've glimmered a ton of these sentiments. I'm going to keep them in my stash so I can grab a sentiment and throw it on a card easily as I make them. And I've done different foils here. So I've done one that is that silver foil with sort of a rainbow shine that you're seeing. I've done a blue one that's got a rainbow shine. I think they're really fun and really easy to go ahead and make a bunch of sentiments at once. Now there's also an add-on that you can get to this kit, and it's kind of the same concept. You get all kinds of sentiments here, as well as a few dies to cut them out with. And this being a glimmer kit, you also get this little glimmered piece here that will make little glimmered dotted borders around your words. Now, this add-on kit is the 12 months of the year, so it's January through December, and this would be great if you like to journal or do planners or do scrapbooks and document the date. So there's that little add-on as well. Now, like I mentioned, I went ahead and I glimmered a bunch of these sentiments. I have them on hand for cards. So I'm going to build a card today using these Drive-Thru dies from Spellbinders. These are really fun. It cuts out all of these fast food items. So I've gone ahead and I've cut these all out of some Bristol Smooth cardstock. Now I'm just cutting them out of white cardstock. You can cut the different layers to be different colors if you want, but I wanted to go for sort of a no line coloring look. So I've cut them out of my Bristol Smooth cardstock, and I'm using my Zig watercolor brushes with them. All that I like to do with these zigs is put down a little bit of color and then take a water brush and just spread that color around. Now I like to use my Bristol Smooth because that gives me the best results with these Zig watercolor brushes. And you don't have to put too much pigment down at once. You can keep adding layers of color. So I like to start with my lightest color and come in with darker later. I also like to kind of move between all of my die cuts and give that water a little bit of time to dry before I put on another layer, because that way you're going to see the different layers instead of it all mixing together and really warping your paper with too much water. So you can see here I'm making a little bit darker here on this burger bun. I'm leaving the top sort of lighter to look like a highlight, and then the other pieces and other areas I'm shading a little bit for some darker. I'm not going crazy with the coloring and the shading. These are tiny die cuts. I really just wanted more of a no line coloring look, and that's really easy to achieve with die cuts since there's no stamped line. You're just coloring it. You can go for a soft color like I'm doing here with watercolors. You can color with Copics. There's lots of different things you can do. So I like this technique. It gives you a different look, more of a no line coloring look, and I think it looks really great with the finished card. So once all of my pieces have been colored, I'm going to go ahead and arrange them on my card front. So I've gone ahead and I've cut out a little rectangle here. I'm just kind of placing my pieces where I think I might want them to go to see if I like this arrangement. I'm going to have this little happiness delivered sentiment on the bottom because, you know, having food delivered always makes me happy. I don't know about you, but I thought it was kind of fun to go along with these die cuts. So I'm going to go ahead and ink blend this card background. I'm putting some yellow on first, and I'm adding it on the bottom and kind of having it blend out into the white in an arced kind of shape. And I'm going to do some stenciling over this as well. So I'm putting my lightest color on first. I'm doing my yellow, kind of giving it that highlight, that spotlight kind of look. And once I have this pretty well ink blended, it does take a little bit of time to get a good ink blend. If you want a nice bright color, you want to make sure that you just kind of give it some time, evenly blend on your ink, and then it's going to look nice and bright like it does here. Once I have that done, I'm going to tape my stencil on, and I'm taping it from the back. That way when I pull my stencil off, it's not going to rip my paper, and I'll get a nice clean stenciled design on the whole front of my cardstock. So I'm taking some orange here and I'm ink blending it out. I'm starting from the bottom, going all the way up to the top, and I am ink blending the whole image here, the whole design. I know when I put down my yellow, I only did about half of the background and had it blend out into the white, but I do want these sun rays to be ink blended the whole way so that they're just bursting off the page. So I'm adding different colors here. I'm doing yellow and then orange, and I'm going to come in with a little bit more red just on the bottom so that it looks darker on the bottom and it's blending out lighter towards the top, and that's just going to give it a little bit more interest, a little bit more color, and it's going to look really fun on the finished card. So here's my red. I'm just going to go ahead and blend it on the bottom, just coming from off of my paper, blending it onto my paper in small circular motions. And I like ink blending on my glass mat. It's a nice slick surface so that ink can really move onto your paper. If I ink blend on a piece of scratch paper or something, the ink wants to stay on that scratch paper and it doesn't transfer very well to the background. So a slick surface really does help with your ink blending. So I have this finished. I'm putting away my ink, and then I'm going to pull off the stencil. And I always love pulling off the stencil and seeing what the design looks like behind it. And here is my stenciled background. All finished, and I'm going to go ahead and arrange my little die cut pieces like how I had in mind earlier in the video. So I'm adding my little happiness delivered glimmered sentiment on here with a little bit of foam adhesive. I'm also letting it hang off the edge of this background a little bit. I think that gives it a little bit more interest. And all of these little pieces here are added with foam adhesive. And then these little extra fries, I'm just going to go tuck in here and there with a little bit of my Journey craft glue. That's basically the card for today. I went ahead and added it to a card base with some foam adhesive, and that finished my card. So if you're interested in this glimmer kit or any of the other kits from Spellbinders, please check out the description box below. I have links over to their store. I also have links to all the supplies that I've used today, and a link to my blog post where there are more photos and writing descriptions if you want to check that out. So thanks for stopping by. If you haven't already, please subscribe, hit that notification bell to get notifications, like, comment, share, and just do all the things. I'll catch you guys next time. Have a great day, everyone. Bye.